to The Lock Shop with Nielsen and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
On The Lock Shop. What's going on, everybody? Thank you very much for being here on The Lock Shop. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, thank you very much for being here. And Matthew Wannick. What's going on, buddy?
This is usually where I'm usually here on the
weird.
Thursdays, not you.
It's weird.
Because Huss and I will do the CFL stuff, but then you're here, he's not, and I still get to do this. But it's you and I have never done Lock Shop together.
Nope. No, it's the first time we've ever even had two people in the studio here.
Yeah.
For Lock Shop. So, Huss is covering the Jets Avail this morning with the general manager, head coach and stuff. So he could not make the live. He did send along his CFL picks. He'll be back for NFL picks tomorrow with the boys from Coolbet. Jake from Coolbet is going to slide in around 11:35 today, and we'll dive into his New England Patriots taking on the Jets in the Thursday nighter. You can text us anytime at 780-218-9999. Hit us up in the nasty chat as well. I was just telling the boys, I whipped over and picked up my rental vehicle that I'm taking down to Calgary tonight for the game tomorrow and then home Saturday. They gave me the smallest car I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's outside?
You have to look it up. It's called a Nissan Kicks. So it honestly, it looks like a shoebox. Like, that's how little it is. It comes up to like my belly button. I'm absolutely amazed that I can fit in this vehicle.
It's a car, an SUV?
It's a little car. No, it's a super little car.
Oh, I'm going to have to find this.
No, it's a little car. It's 100% not an SUV.
Because there's like a car version of the Kicks.
Yeah.
Or a SUV version of the Kicks.
No, it's a car. And I almost feel like I'm going to be go-karting down the highway tonight. Yeah, it looks a little smaller. The one I looks, see that black one in the middle there? That's like the one. Yeah, that's what I got.
Oh, I'm going to have to go look at this.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
You just have to do a 3-hour drive.
What was crazy is I actually fit in it, which I don't know how it's possible. Like, it's a clown car. Give me a clown car, and I guess that's the magic of it. But I'll put out a picture of it a little bit later on because it's kind of ridiculous. But whatever. Get me down there. Get me back for that game. We're going to actually set up CFL today with myself and Awanik. We'll get into the NFL when Jake pops by. Good conversation this morning with P. Greggy on the Nielsen Show from Coolbet. If you've not yet checked that out, you certainly can still go find that as well. And I did send in the first installment of Fanny Picks. We shot that while you guys are doing the hangout.
Because Dean was like, what's going on? And I was listening, and I was like, that's
I'm loud. I'm loud.
No, I was just trying to figure out, so that's going TikTok?
I don't know where they're going to put it.
Or you send it to Coolbet?
I send it to Coolbet.
Okay.
I mean, we can also take it and put it up places too, which we'll probably have. But Jake's going to make it all fancy, and then maybe I'll snag it and we'll throw it up on our TikTok or something as well. So I don't want to spoil anything, but the fanny pack bit was good because I got the game and then I had to make the play on the game. It was not like the wheel this morning that gave us, what did the wheel give us today?
I was looking at it. You got Giants because it's up.
We got the Giants plus 6.5.
Ravens money line.
And Falcons again.
Plus 3.5 against the Chiefs.
At home. But Kirk Cousins in prime time. Prime time Kirk is a real thing. So we'll see. But as Jake says in the nasty chat, no fanny pick spoilers. I'm not going to, no fanny pick spoilers. But it was a fun bit. It was a pretty fun bit, actually. It was a good time today. I look forward to doing that now.
I'm worried about the wheel.
The wheel's in trouble.
I'm worried about the wheel.
This wheel's not, though.
I'm looking at my team.
The Ravens? You think the Ravens are going to ruin it?
I think
I'm worried about the Falcons and the Chiefs.
I'm worried about the Ravens. I could see the Ravens dropping to 0-3 to the Dallas Cowboys.
Ugh,
they haven't been.
Man. Cowboys haven't been great either, though.
Yeah.
Ravens go to 0-3. That's big time trouble.
It's not going to be good for.
What was the score of the Ravens game this week?
They blew it in the fourth quarter. They lost in overtime.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Man, so they've been close twice.
Yeah, but they're not getting it done.
Yeah, but
big
still,
blown lead.
I don't mind that play. I'm worried about the other one.
I'm worried, but I'm always a pessimistic Raven fan.
This wheel delivered us Braylon Allen today, which is pretty good. Allen had 2 touchdowns last week, so they don't mind mixing them in. We'll see if that works as well. So randomness trying to pay off once again. As Spency 5 Cents says, never fade the wheel. We will. We're not going to fade it. I'm going to ride with it because it is something special about hitting a bet when it was determined by fate.
Plus
Yeah,
667.
Is that what it is? Well, that was nice because it was plus 588, and it obviously has been bumped up. So thank you very much to the Coolbet crew. Canadian Football League, we'll get to that. The poker tournament, Lock Shop Poker Series, second event, going down on Tuesday. I know last time we had a ton of day of signups, but the tournament is already up. So if you just want to pre-register, hop online and do it. We had about 70 people take part last time. It was a really fun event. Just go to coolbet.com, click on poker, get the poker software, and then in the tournament page, just search Lock Shop. And you can register already. It works out to about $30 Canadian to get in. There's a $100 bounty on my head. There'll be a $100 bounty on Huss's head. There's a bounty on Maddie's head. There's a bounty on Remus's head. And we're going to have, I think Hernan's going to play in it this time. Glue Guy's back in again. I know my dad is like, HR Daddy wants in. I was like, stop referring to yourself in third person or whatever it is. Just say I would like in. So he wants to play again. So it'll be a very fun time. The last one, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed playing poker online until we did that last tournament, man.
It was wonderful.
Fun.
It was
a lot
great.
Of fun.
I'm the champ of EST. I hold the title for EST. You're coming at me trying to take that title away
You
from me.
can't claim a title when you finish fifth in a tournament.
I'm the staff champ.
You can't say champ. You can say
can.
like you did the best, but you're not the champ because you
EST.
finished fifth.
I'm the best of EST.
That you can get away with. But don't refer to yourself as the champ when you finish fifth. It's ridiculous.
Come take the title.
I am. I plan on it. Don't we have a side bet? Well, you didn't bet it, but I said if you beat me, I'm going to buy lunch for everybody here.
That's right.
That being said, I'll probably use Popeye's gift certificates. But still.
Come at me.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
To all you too, come at me.
Please join the tournament and knock this guy out. Somebody please do that for us. So Tuesday night, just hop online right now. You can just wait till Tuesday if you want to get in on Tuesday. But Tuesday night, it doesn't start till about 8 o'clock Edmonton time. So if you have kids, they might already be in bed. That's kind of how we schedule it. So I don't have to worry about the kids. They'll be in bed. Tuesday night, it'll be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it again. I know somebody was saying, hey, is there going to be a stream this time? I'm working on designing it so that I can stream from my basement and I'll blur out my hand and then I think it'll work from there. Right? Because I can't be streaming it when we're playing with 50, 60 people, all who probably follow me on social media or follow our YouTube account, and they'll just go on and watch my hand while I'm playing them at their table. So I'm going to do like a little blur over my hands and then just operate from there.
I just want to say, because I posted a picture of it at one point. Yeah, you got it because it's
right. I'll blur
you
my
can't
hands.
even crop it well enough.
No. Now I can go in as a visitor and you can just watch random tables, but I also want to be playing my own table. So I'd rather just blur out my hand, play my table, and then work our way through. I plan on making a very deep run in this event. So hopefully the stream will continue for quite some time.
That should be easy to do. You could, I think with this program here, it's easy to put just a black box.
Well, I would probably just create a blur in Photoshop, not to get too nerdy here, and then just transparent layer it over top of the screen. So yeah, it should be fine. But we're looking at Calvin C says #Maddie EST champ. Please, Calvin. The last thing we need is this guy referring to himself as a poker champion in a tournament. He finished fifth.
I'm the champ
if you
of
win
EST.
The tournament,
I'm the champ
you're
of
the best.
EST.
You're the best at EST.
I'm the champ of EST. This group, of the people we have here, I'm the best out of this group, which means I'm the champ of this group. Just because you lost. Don't take this away.
I don't even know if I finished last of our group.
No, you didn't.
No, Tommy was out way before me.
Tommy was out early. You were out. HR Daddy was out. Because I'm throwing. Tommy's dad was out. You guys are all part of the
Tommy's
group.
dad plays poker all the time.
And I won out of EST.
Yeah. You were the best. Congratulations.
Thank you.
DJ Petron says, guys, I'm eating a whistle dog while wearing my EST hat, listening to the Lock Shop. What a lunch. That does sound like a real nice lunch. Enjoy it, my man. Thank you very much for being here. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. NFL talk a little bit later on. Obviously, two guys and a goalie coming up. Oilers were on the ice today. We will get into that. And I know Gazzola, who's down at the rink, is going to join EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager to go over everything we saw down at the rink there today. And then obviously full coverage from the first couple of skates today on EST or on the Reed Wilkins show this afternoon. Chris G says, Maddie is a champ at the golf tournament. 5th place is far from champ.
Of EST. Of the group of EST. I did not win the tournament overall. But I'm the champ of the best poker player.
You
of
lasted
EST
the longest in our group.
I got to the final table champion of this group. I was.
Casino Dealer Jay says, you guys should play a live game so you can see each other. Well, I still want to do old-timey poker game, whether it's here or somewhere else, where we all dress up like the movie Tombstone and play poker, and in the end, one person gets murdered. Probably you, right? Like, what did you say your role was going to be? Were you going to be the dealer or the guy who runs the...
I didn't say anything.
No, I thought you said you were going to be
I?
like... Yeah. I thought you said one day you were most likely to probably get shot in that tournament. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just to confirm.
Everyone tries to take things away from me. Everyone's just trying to take everything away from me. You see the trophy wall I'm building in my office?
Oh my God, the trophy wall I'm building in my office. Listen to this guy. My goodness. All right. So once again, if you've not yet signed up for an account at CoolBet, use the code LOCKSHOP when you do. And yes, I love looking at the combo cards at CoolBet.com and it just says EST random wheel. We're going to come up with a better name for that. We've got 2 combo cards already up. The EST early bird special from earlier in the week. Saints on the money line against the Eagles. Chargers on the money line against the Steelers. And the Bills on the money line against the Jags. That one's at plus 433. And then the random wheel from earlier today. Giants plus 6.5. Falcons plus 3.5. And the Ravens on the money line. That is at plus 667. It is Thursday.
Before we get to CFL quickly.
Yes.
Pat Gregoire in the nasty chat.
Oh.
I think Manny might be right. It's like a division championship. That's right. I got the division title. I got the EST title. Raise the banner. Raise the EST champ banner. I didn't win the tournament. I didn't win the Super Bowl, but I won the division title.
All we do is mock people who raise division banners. It's
I
a
won
waste
the
of
conference
time.
title, basically.
Congratulations. You won the regular season.
Yeah, that's a big deal. In Europe, that's a title.
Well, in European soccer, that's a title.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Pat.
Pat, go away. Patty, not today. Like, that's the last thing. I don't know how Huss does this on Thursdays when I'm gone with
because
CFL
we don't have to do this. Like we have a loving relationship between Huss and I.
You know how I've determined Huss is? We were talking about this the other day. Like, first of all, he's like my favorite person on the planet. So I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way. But like, Huss is like an adult 3-year-old. Like, just with his look. And like when he laughs, I'm just like, I just want to pick Huss up and swaddle him and rock him to sleep. Like I love him. I just love the guy. I miss him today. But that's just how Huss is just watch this. How you watch him, you're like, man, you're right. It's like Huss is like a 4-year-old who gets to bet and talk about sports for a living. He's the
living
best.
the dream.
Like sometimes when you see he gets excited and he's kind of like, I'm like, you're a kid. I love it. He's the best. All right. Let's get into it. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, we're at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Bronco Nick says, guys, can you send out the link for the tournament on X, please? Yeah, Jake, Pat. I mean, we did send out, I think I retweeted it yesterday, but we can get that out as well. Raider Jesse says, hey guys, shockingly enough, I do not have a CoolBet account, but I'm going to sign up for the poker tournament. What's the best new sign up code again? Use LockShop. When you sign up, use the code LockShop. You get a little bit of a deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to $200. Sully says, Dusty, if it was you, you'd be calling yourself the champ as well. I don't think I would because, I mean, there's a slight chance maybe I would, but I don't think I would because you're not the champ. You don't finish fifth.
Okay, so if you knock me out, you're not going to now claim that you're the champ of EST to rub it into my place.
I promise you I won't.
Sure you won't.
I will say that I finished the highest of our staff. Yeah. I'm feeling good about myself, but I would not claim to be some fake champ.
I'll call you a champ. But it's not going to happen.
I will
don't have to worry about
refuse
that.
your championship callouts.
I'll go get you a trophy.
Yeah, Rams fan is in and says, 4-year-old Dusty calling Huss an adorable 3-year-old is precious.
Thank you. I was thinking the exact same thing.
That is what the Lock Shop is usually. It's Huss and I as children betting on sports, which is the dream. It's the dream come true. Yet it's a show that still gets fully disrespected at the Esties. What do you think about that? Was there any votes for the Lock Shop among the Nasties?
I could quickly.
Can you bring this up? We're going to get to the CFL plays for tonight, but had to have been some votes.
Of course.
I mean, guys who have made hundreds and thousands of dollars betting with us on the Lock Shop got to have sprinkled in a vote.
The Lock Shop did receive one first place vote.
Whoa! What? Can you look up who that is? Was it me?
Well, did you?
I can't remember.
I could look up individually.
I can't remember what I voted for.
I don't know if I could
Man,
look
Lock
up.
Shop got a first place vote?
Yes.
Whoever you are, we love you.
Oh, I can find it. Okay.
Who had the vote?
Let me see if I can get Lock Shop.
It's going to be a real bad look if it's me. It might have been me.
First place, one response. Dustin.
Yes! Yes! I'm the one vote. I'm the guy who voted for Lock Shop.
61 of the 80 votes did not have the Lock Shop at all.
So 19 did.
Yes, it had 8 third place votes.
Good.
Including one from Gager.
Nice.
It had it had 7 second place votes, including Big Uke.
Uke, my man. I knew it.
It had 3 fourth place votes. But Lock Shop did receive some votes. The lone first place vote did come from Dustin Nielsen.
I just want people to know I'm fully committed to the Lock Shop. The Nielsen show ended up winning, but my first place vote went to the Lock Shop.
Actually, do you remember who you voted? This is an interesting vote.
Who did I vote for?
First place, you had Lock Shop.
Okay, let me guess to see if I can remember. Lock Shop, pre and post.
Green and gold pre and post.
Well, that must be an error.
You made an error then. Yes.
Green and gold, and then I think Hangout.
Nope.
I didn't vote for Hangout?
You went Nielsen third, Hangout fourth.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
When I saw you,
I really enjoy the green and gold. Plus, I didn't think you guys might get many other votes, so I sprinkled one in. It's a good show, though.
It was a new show.
No, but it's a good show.
Yeah, but it was also a new one when it came. It was a late, for it. So, but yeah, the Lock Shop. I'm sorry. I guess.
I can't believe I was.
You've got to be a little.
Who voted first place? Good to know.
I will say this for the Lock Shop next year, though. So there's more competition. You got EST afternoons.
It's true. It's true.
You've got Reed and Jay show. It's gonna be a little tougher. You got to work out to get a few more of those first place votes in.
I'm voting first place again for the Lock Shop next year. It's gonna be a running bit now. The Lock Shop is the Susan Lucci of the Estes. No, at least she finished second all the time. All right, we're the Rodney Dangerfield of the Estes. No respect. All right, let's get into the Canadian Football League here. We've got 4 games to get to. Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Argos, Riders and the Stamps, Alouettes and the Redblacks, Bombers and the Elks. How do you guys usually do it when I'm not here? Do you read my picks first or do you save my picks to the end?
I don't even think we ever really say your picks.
I voted for this show. I'm the only one who voted this show to win Show of the Year, and you don't even read my picks when I'm not here.
So Huss and I go back and forth with it. We go down the games in order. And then afterwards, as we're trying to do a parlay, if Huss and I are on with that's where your picks come up when we're discussing the parlay. Especially if there's a disagreement between Huss and I or something, we kind of look to what you've said.
Yeah.
But we don't ever actually really say
So I'm a
picks,
tiebreaker.
in a sense.
God, that's sad. To find this out after also remembering that I was the only vote to put us in first hurts big time. Okay, so let's give our picks, and then I do want to know what Huss did. I don't want to hear his picks, and then we'd be influenced by his picks. What is the leaderboard, Red? Do you have our in-house competition?
Mr. J.
Is
Milne
Glue Guy still leading?
has a nice lead.
It's been a tough year in the CFL.
He's got a 3-game lead over Huss, who then is 2 up on Remus, and Lucas Holt, who had a big week. He got 2 right last week.
Well, it was a tough week to get 2 right.
You're then 7 back of Jay.
I'm 7 back of Jay.
You and I are tied.
So we need
7
to
back. Gazzola is 10 back, and Zach's just out of it now.
I can't believe Zach was in it.
I'm at a point now where I feel like I just have to, when it comes to
you almost got to go against the grain, yeah.
I'm just going to have to make picks that is against the grain to try to make up some ground on Jay. Also, based on how I'm doing, that's probably not a bad thing, going full George Costanza to a degree.
I mean, it works sometimes in betting, that's for sure. All right, let's get into it. First game on the schedule, first of a doubleheader on Friday night. Ticats and the Argos. The spread is currently sitting at 7 in favor of the red-hot Tiger Cats, who are trying to use that Chris Jones boost to keep their playoff hopes alive. What side you at on this one, Manny?
That's a big number.
It's a big number.
I'm surprised by that.
It's a really big number.
I feel like that's got to be just the Argos went to the West Coast and they took down the BC Lions and they're getting a bit of a bump. Because outside of that, going into that game, there wasn't a lot of people that were high on the Toronto Argonauts at that time. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats, since they got destroyed by the Edmonton Elks in Hamilton, have played really good football. Chris Jones has turned that defense around, and you could criticize Chris Jones for a lot of things, but one thing you could never criticize him for is when he is just the defensive coach. He is probably the best we've ever seen in the Canadian Football League, and he has them going. So do I think the Argos win this game? Probably. But I think 7 is just way too high. I think with the way the Hamilton Tiger Cats have been playing, how strong they have been, how good Greg Bell has been.
He's been great
in the backfield week in and week out since they've benched James Butler. And I know he's banged up, but he was at practice. He's been practicing all week. I think that maybe is the one concern. I think he was limited throughout this week. So we'll have to find out depth chart fully. I didn't see it if he's going to be there. But I think for 7 points in a provincial rivalry where, look, these two teams met on Labor Day, and Hamilton got off to a huge lead in Hamilton, allowed Toronto to come back, but they finished it off. I love the points with the Hamilton Tiger Cats in this one. At 7.
I just view this 7 as a line that would have happened a month ago.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think the book has adjusted here for the Ticats actually being pretty good their last couple of games. And look, offensively, they've been great all year. Bo has been absolutely slinging it. Got benched for a bit. He's come back in. Hasn't been perfect, but certainly isn't afraid to move the ball down the field. Bell
is not going to be playing. He's not on the depth chart.
Who is going to be playing?
It is Butler going back in, though, who was playing really well throughout before he got benched. He was having a really strong season. There was a lot of surprise when it became a healthy scratch. I see you're doing CFL Fantasy, going to pick up James Butler to get him on the start.
Yes.
That's so like I don't think you're going to have a significant drop that's going to hurt them against this Argos team. No one has them.
Nope, nobody's got him.
So there you go. You got a running back.
God, thank you for bringing that up.
Before the hangout today, Dusty was worried about his running back situation.
I did not realize that.
Well, I forgot that Butler was limited at times throughout this week because he got hurt last week, I believe it was. But again, it's not like they're going to an unknown. They're going to a guy that was running extremely well for them this season. And yeah, I think you're right. They haven't adjusted with that. And 7 points is a lot.
Sorry, Matty. I got put in this claim right now.
Well, I'm going to just then go with Huss's pick on this one.
Yeah.
Because I think you've already...
He's going to be on the Ticats.
Yes.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't.
He's got Ticats plus 7.
I'm going to try to guess all of Hustler's picks.
Okay. That's fair. But that's where it's...
Man, that is...
Chad Kelly's done well the last week. Chad Kelly actually has played decent overall. He hasn't led them to enough wins.
Yeah.
But I think the Argos are a very up and down team. And they may go win their second straight. But to say that they're going to go win by more than a football or more than a touchdown in this game, it's hard to picture that when Hamilton has just been playing as well as they have. And they got... Bo knows how to get things done sometimes. Did you get it?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get him. Just got to figure out who I'm going to drop. Fantasy issues here.
But you haven't dropped anyone yet?
No, I picked up.
So somebody could be listening right now and making the change.
No, I've already put in claim. Already put in the claim.
Yeah, but you're not dropping anyone.
No. Everybody would drop.
You usually make that at the exact same time.
No, not me. Oh, yeah, there we go.
So then you don't get the claim.
No, watch this. Drop Sindani. Boom. Running back problem solved. Woo!
You're welcome.
Playoffs. I was very worried. I was like, who am I going to start at running back?
You're welcome, Lucas Holt, who just made the move. He dropped Javon Leake, picked up James
Did he
Butler.
just do it now?
Yeah.
Javon Leake's available in your league now?
He just dropped him.
God, you guys need to expand. You need to at least get to 4 guys who pay attention.
Drop Zach Kalaros, add Javon Leake.
Yeah, good idea.
Just so McCord can't get him. There.
This is how you do it. Lots of CFL fantasy talk today, which is terrific. Randy Ambrosi, get it done.
So we're all on.
Okay, we're all on the Ticats then. That's good. All right, let's see here. Riders and Stampeders. The line is 2.5. The total is 50.5. The Riders right now on the money line minus 154 to go into Calgary and beat the Stampeders. What do you think, buddy?
Calgary's not good.
I think this is going to be a great football game. But
it should be.
Yeah.
Calgary's not good, but they go out and they get that draw or the tie against the Alouettes last week. The Riders, at some point, like you sit there and be like, when are they going to finally win a football game? They're finally going to have to go get it done. And this seems like that situation for the Saskatchewan Roughriders to go get it done. It is a nice number for that. So are the Riders going to go win by 3, or is this a team that just is going to keep finding ways to lose? The Calgary Stampeders, a team that last week was their game, and now they're going to just falter. I don't know what to make of either of these two teams fully now, because I feel like the Riders are the flip of the Edmonton Elks for their season. They won a bunch of games at the start of the season, and now they're always finding creative ways to lose a football game. But I think I'm still going to respect the Saskatchewan Roughriders more. I'm going to, like, if I have to go, like Trevor Harris versus Jake Mayer, that right there is kind of going to be the difference to me, that I think when it comes down to this 3 points, like if this was 3.5, probably sticking with the Calgary Stampeders. The fact that right now it's 2.5 and it's a field goal, I'm leaning towards the Saskatchewan Roughriders in this one.
I will be very surprised if this game does not come down to a field goal. And this is such a tough line. My gut is saying go Riders here. They haven't won in 2 months. They've played good enough in there to win a few of those games. Calgary just should have beat Montreal, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, this is I think this is one of the toughest games to pick all year. I'm not even kidding.
It's a situation where, like, if Calgary wins, the chaos in the West that could occur is wild.
I know. They got Dedrick Mills back last week, too, and he was very good. Mm-hmm. And when Dedrick Mills is in that lineup, the Calgary Stampeders are just a different football team. My gut is saying Riders. I think I picked the Riders in our official picks, but I don't know, man.
You did.
The Riders have so many better offensive weapons outside of Reggie. You know what? I'll just stick with it. I'll go with the Riders, but don't love it. I'm not. That would be like if we were doing like confidence picks. This would be at the bottom of the list for me. I'll go Riders, and I'm going to be in here Monday in Lock Shop being like, I knew I should have gone Stamps.
50.5, the over-under. Does that feel high to you? This feels like a low-scoring game, no?
Well, I mean, it really comes down to if
can the Stampeders
if Calgary can score 25 points, yeah. I'd probably lean slightly on the over. I think I would. Okay. I think I'd lean slightly on the over, but I'll go Riders minus 2.5. All right, Alouettes, Redblacks, 2.5. Same number. Lots of three really tight games this week. The Alouettes have a loss and then a tie. The Redblacks can still keep themselves within striking distance of the Montreal Alouettes with a win here. The Redblacks have been terrific at home, and the Redblacks are a 2.5-point home dog. Montreal minus 152 favored on the money line, 2.5 on the spread. Total in this game is 50, the same as the other Riders Stampeders game. Hey, who did Huss have in that?
I was about to say, do you want to pick?
For that last game?
Yeah. You wanted to predict.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think he might say he's on the Stamps.
He picks Sask.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, he picks Sask.
All right. So we're all on.
Yeah. But I feel like we keep that almost. Do you keep that
we might be able to keep that one out. Might keep that one out. Well, let's see where we're at here. Who do you like, Alouettes or Redblacks? These are two teams that just I don't have confidence in either at the moment. I started believing in the Ottawa Redblacks going into Touchdown Pacific. I picked them against BC because I was believing in them, and it hasn't gone well for them since, basically. The Montreal Alouettes, you pointed out, they had the loss, then they had the tie. But look at their 2 wins prior. It was Edmonton, very close game. Edmonton could have won that. If Boris Beattie makes one field goal, there's a good chance that Edmonton knocks off Montreal Alouettes in the game. And the week prior to that, I believe it is the game Brett Lawther was a disaster. And they had the big turning point with the field goal miss that was returned for a touchdown. That the Owls actually haven't looked like that good of a football team over the last little stretch. So these two teams really, I think, to get back going, they both need that victory because they're trending in the opposite direction. But with that said, the Montreal Alouettes, to me, are a better football team. The Montreal Alouettes are better coached. If I have to go to a quarterback, Drew Brown could look really good some weeks. He can look very poor other weeks. I like Cody Fajardo more in that. I'm taking the Montreal Alouettes to cover the 2.5 in this one. I'm fading it's also like I'm fading the Redblacks again. The only time I believed in them, their season turned back around like in the opposite direction. Well, they've had some trouble with injuries too. I mean, Pickett, not having a Darius Pickett is going to be a major, major blow for the Ottawa Redblacks. They were missing a couple of receiving targets. I think I'm not as torn on this one as I was on the Riders and Stamps, but I think I'm going to hop with you on the Montreal Alouettes here. minus 2.5 on the road in Ottawa. I don't know where Huss would go on this one. Redblacks at home.
He took the Montreal Alouettes minus 2.5.
So we're unanimous on this one too.
Hamilton plus 7, Sask minus 2.5, Montreal minus 2.5.
All right. And then the final game of the week is going to be a big one. Pre and post game for this, Century Casino, Maddie and Jay. We will have the tailgate spot hopping. We got to pick up chips.
I know.
Tons of chips. My mom can pick up those chips if you want.
I've got an appointment at 2:30. And then I was going to swing around, go grab them, and drop them.
Okay. Well, let me know. If not, they can grab them tomorrow.
Go grab them.
Anyway, swing by the tailgate. Boys will be set up. It's going to be phenomenal. Good football weather. It's like 17 degrees. I'm going to be really pissed if that lower bowl isn't packed because I'm actually there to call this one, and I missed the last one when the place was packed. And I was just watching it from Winnipeg. I was like, this is amazing right now, seeing what's happening here. So, 1.5. This was 3.5 2 days ago.
Was it?
It was Elks plus 3.5 2 days ago. This has now moved 2 full points. The Elks and Bombers are almost at a pick 'em. Winnipeg is a 1.5 point favorite on the road here. I'll just start it off. I'm on the Elks. I'm on them on the money line at plus 110.
You're that confident right off the bat.
Well, no, but I've done a lot of Winnipeg games. Winnipeg's still a great team. They're going to be a really tough out. But offensively, they haven't really moved the needle much at all this year. They're among the lowest scoring teams. Now they have the best defense too, but they're among the lowest scoring teams. And the Elks can score. It's as simple as that. So I would think Edmonton wins here, and Winnipeg probably, I'll say, wins convincingly in Winnipeg. That's how I expect this 2-game set to go. So I'll get on the Elks here. I'll take the plus 1.5. But I mean, a big test nonetheless. The one area I might be a little bit concerned is, can they get some pressure on Zach? Because if Zach has time to sit in the pocket, it's going to be a little bit of trouble. Brady Oliveira has had a really good season, has not found the end zone just yet. But Anderson and Niles Morgan are pretty damn legit in the middle of that defense. And I think they could probably focus on shutting him down a little bit. And then we'll see what happens. But offensively, the Bombers have just sort of been out of sync offensively. And the Elks have definitely not really at any point this season offensively. So I'm confident in the Elks here at home this week. So yeah, I'll be on them plus 1.5.
The Bombers are the best pass defense. They do a great job stopping the pass. They're about middle of the pack when it comes to rush defense. The thing we've seen about the Edmonton Elks is this season they've started to beat the teams that they should beat, but they haven't gone and beat the team that they're not supposed to beat yet. When was the last time they've gone out and had that big victory? To me, this is going to be a signature victory that I don't know when the last time I could say the Elks have had that.
Yeah.
So I've got concern going into this game for Edmonton because I was saying it on the Hangout. If you're going to look at if you want to be on the other side and be a detractor for the Edmonton Elks, you have a case by saying that, okay, they beat Saskatchewan in the 5 of 6. Awesome. Good win. There's a full credit. Hey, Trev. Sorry.
I was trying to whisper at him. Sorry, buddy.
You have Saskatchewan. Okay, you got that one. But okay, who did they beat against BC? They beat Jake Dolegala.
They beat Dolegala.
They then go beat Hamilton, who had started Taylor Powell, benched Bo Levi, got hurt. It was a disaster of the game for Ticats. And then they go beat the Calgary Stampeders twice. So you can make the case that they haven't gone out and had that distinct signature win.
Fair point.
Whereas the Bombers, they're a team that's they don't have the great old line as they've had. Zach Collaros has been a guy that just hasn't always been this season who Zach Collaros has always been, which is just putting up numbers and MOP candidates. But in the end, they find ways to win. And if I have a concern for the Elks, it is Brady Oliveira. I don't care about him not scoring touchdowns.
He's a beast.
He gets yards, and he's doing it both ways. He's doing it receiving the ball. He's doing it rushing the ball. So I have my concerns, and the pressure's all on Edmonton. We're going to find out tomorrow with what happens between Calgary and Saskatchewan. Because if Calgary wins, okay, Edmonton's got a little pressure off of them because if they lose, they're only a point back of the playoffs. But if Saskatchewan does win and the Elks lose on Saturday, they're 3 points back of a playoff spot, having to then go to Winnipeg. The path to the playoffs then becomes a little more challenging. Yeah,
it's a big game.
So that pressure, how much does that impact this team?
What about your guy, Trey Ford? What do you expect from him?
Well, that's
against the league's best defense.
I'm as the president of Trey Ford fan club, I'm actually worried. I'm cautiously, I have my fears about this game. Maybe it's because I had it as a trivia question in the Hangout. The Elks have not beaten as a franchise the Winnipeg Blue Bombers since 2018. It's been a long time since they've beaten this franchise. So just to me, the history goes that the Bombers find a way to beat this team. And so -1.5, it is a pick 'em. So it's hey, you're going money line here, basically. I like the Bombers at -1.5. I hope I'm completely wrong.
So that's the only game and Huss is on the Bombers?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Huss is on the Bombers.
Yeah. So we might just have to go with those first 3 games then. I mean, we're on the same side of all 3 of them. Even if we don't necessarily, if we're not all confident in the Riders.
Are you confident? Is that the spread you're not confident, or just would you switch that to money line? So the spread of the first 3 games, Ticats, Rough Riders, Als is plus 551.
Okay.
If we switch to a Rider, and we'd have to move the Ticats spread from the 7.0.
We move that to 7.5.
If you went to money line, it's plus 476.
That's still a good number. It'd get up over 5.
Plus the reminder, there's the 20% multiplier for the CFL season, 1 bet all year. You could throw that 20. So if you put $20 down on plus 476, you add the multiplier, that would add almost another $20 for winning.
Good job plugging the CFL multiplier.
Huss always does that.
I was just going to say, it's better than me.
Huss does that one, but he's not here, so I got to fill in.
No, I guess you do have to fill in. All right, so I know Jake's waiting in the green room here. So one more time, Riders money line.
So we're going to do Riders money line.
Ticats plus 7.5.
So the number's going to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the number will change a bit.
And then Alouettes -2.5.
And the Alouettes -2.5. That'll be our parlay, our CFL parlay today.
Somewhere between 480 and 500 probably.
Somewhere in there.
And then again, 20% multiplier. 1 CFL bet each week. You get that 20% multiplier. So just put in your bet, click apply. It automatically shows up on CoolBet. And boom, it's right there.
All right, let's bring in Jake. He's been following along here. Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, boys. Sorry, I just want to make sure I was off mute there. Yeah, listen, Maddie's got it down. He's already boosting the 20% multiplier. He's done enough CFL shows that he's dialed in now. But I heard you guys talking poker early on in this show. That'll be exciting. We do.
Do you believe? Wait a sec. Do you believe that he is the champ of EST because he finished 5th, or do we just say he finished the best out of EST? Can you be a champion when you still finish 5th in an event?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough spot because if I was Maddie, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But it's hard. It's hard to side with him when he gets on these shows. He's a very cocky boy. When he gets on these shows and starts talking about the poker tournament, it's hard to side with him. But if I'm you, Maddie, I'm doing the same thing until someone knocks me off. I'm the champ EST. So yeah, keep holding it down, Maddie.
Yeah, but it's not like you went through me to get there.
Doesn't
you just
matter.
had a different path. So you didn't eliminate me. So it's not like,
I don't care.
Hey,
I was the last.
Listen, he's got a bounty on his
Put
head.
a bounty on his head. Enough of this.
We'll see.
Enough of this.
We'll see. He's got the $100 bounty, so we'll see what happens this time around.
I'm coming after you.
Here's the reason I was cocky is because Dusty, as we start launch this one, goes with I wasn't focused, and he's making excuses for why he didn't get to the front.
I was busy. I had so many things going on.
I was doing a lot of other things too.
Not as much as I was.
Oh yeah, no. So he's making these excuses as to try to explain why he didn't go far. I got to the final table. Where were you?
I was trying to do a fantasy draft.
I listen to the Nielsen show every morning. I know the excuses are out there.
Oh my God!
Fantasy draft. It's all.
You're killing me, Jake.
It's all in the mix. I was actually just thinking about this when we were when I was waiting in the waiting room here. My job, now it's football season. I'm like Thanos collecting parlays. Those are infinity stones for me. It's friggin' every day. It's like Monday Night Football parlay, EST early bird. We got Fanny picks coming up here real soon. We got the wheel parlays. It's great. Just keep adding parlays. We had Brett Lowther cash his parlay last week.
Yeah, he did his kickers.
I just sent him the list for this week, so we'll get that up probably this evening or tomorrow as well. So the parlays just roll in right into the weekend here. I am fired up.
See, this one, Cowboy says Maddie was on weaker tables. How do we not know, right?
Huss was at my table.
Who's to say?
Exactly.
HR Daddy was at one of my tables.
Ooh.
Big Uke was at one of my tables.
Respect you.
There's a few. I took out Big Uke.
I don't care. I was just giving
So I'm
respect
just
because he
saying
voted
that.
for Lock Shop to be
And-
second best show on the station.
Rookie of the Year of Edmonton Sports Talk, doing the great thing. EST Champ is my name bar on YouTube.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Thank you, Trev.
Trev, you're fired.
Thank you.
Just so you know.
HR Daddy's here. He won't let that happen.
You're out. You're out. All right, let's talk about how bad the Patriots are going to lose tonight, Jake. What are you expecting? You must be happy. Are you happy with how the season started for your boys here? Or are you disappointed because you want them to tank and get a really nice pick?
Yeah, I mean, if every game's going to be like this, I'm not going to be upset. Like, if they were going to be a team that lost every game, I'd rather them do it like the Panthers, where you're just going to lose every game and you're going to get the first pick because, you look awful. But, they drag teams into the mud with them. They don't win pretty. And I think, like, you could argue they could be 2-0 right now. They took Seattle to overtime. Obviously, they play a little like chicken. I don't know if I can say the S word on here, but a little chicken poop football sometimes. Like, they didn't go for it in overtime. It doesn't really matter if they win or lose right now. So why not just try to win football games, especially if you're going to be in them late like they were against Seattle. So I don't know. I think in a divisional game, anything can happen. I think 6 points is a lot. But I did mention earlier today, I think I'm going to just tease this with the under and just avoid what
was that? What did you lay out this morning on the Nielsen show? What was it like? You teased it to Patriots plus.
Yeah, so I teased Patriots to, if you go to the bet builder, you can do this. So if you go to the bet builder, this is how you get around kind of the teasing the same game.
Yeah, okay.
And you go match. You can do, who will cover the point spread. You go Pats. I took them all the way up to 14.5, which is, you're getting an 8.5 point.
Okay, yeah, that's a big tease, yeah.
But then the under, I didn't do as much. I think I did about 4 points. It's 38.5. So 42.5, that's like a football number. It's minus 111. So that's Pats plus 14.5, under 42.5. I think both these defenses are solid. The Pats did get a little gashed up, but Garrett Wilson versus Christian Gonzalez is going to be a nice little matchup tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of running. This could be a fast game. Like, that's kind of what I'm expecting tonight. Like, starting at 8:15,
yeah.
I think we could be – that's Eastern time, obviously. I think we could be wrapped up in a few hours with a lot of running of the football, a lot of stops. Kicks is what we're hoping for, whether it's
definitely
for field goals. And I'm sure there'll be a ton of punting as well.
There will be a ton of punting tonight, which is interesting because let's build a little 3-man player prop parlay here. And it'll be interesting because a lot of these times on these props, we're usually on overs. But with the way that we're kind of expecting this game to go, I mean, maybe we're hitting some unders in this player prop. Maddie, have you had a chance to look at any of these player props?
I'm just looking right now.
I'll give you some numbers. Like, just on the quarterbacks here, Aaron Rodgers over his total set at 213.5 yards. His completions are at 20. Jacoby Brissett's total yardage is at 165.5. I mean, they hit over to throw one touchdown for Jacoby Brissett's minus 154. To throw one touchdown for Roger, you can't even get it. Like, he's not even on the board right now. So, what are you thinking here, Jake? What do you like for a player prop that we can throw in here?
I'll be honest, after watching last week's game, I don't like a whole lot. But one guy that Jacoby is starting to rely on here is Hunter Henry. Big tight end for the Patriots. He's, kind of that safety blanket. They hand the ball to Ramondre a ton. I think he's averaging like 23 carries a game right now. If they're chasing the game, it might look a little different. And, people are probably expecting them to be down, most of the game. I don't expect them to kind of be holding a lead throughout. So Hunter Henry receptions at 3.5. I don't mind that number tonight. He had 15 targets so far. I think he leads the Pats. And I think part of it is, he's a veteran guy, someone that Jacoby can trust, but there's just not a lot of receiving power there for the Patriots that, that Jacoby is really comfortable throwing to just yet. You have some young talent in there. I think KJ Osborne is there. Jalen Polk, this young rookie, scored a touchdown last week, but not getting a ton of the targets. The guy he's looking to right now is the big tight end in Hunter Henry. I think that's where I'm going to go over 3.5.
Over 3.5. It's a decent number too. For over 3.5 on Henry.
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at Breece Hall receiving yards and receptions. First 2 games of the season, he's out against San Francisco, 5 catches, 39 yards. Last week against Tennessee, 7 catches for 52 yards. His numbers it's 30.5.
30.5 yards
catching, receiving yards, over 4.5 receptions, and that's plus 103. The over 30.5 is minus 133. I could see that over 30.5 coming. I could see the dump offs, and that's what he's been trending at this entire season. So I wouldn't want to get too greedy with the over 4.5 receptions. But I think the over 30.5 for Breece Hall receiving yards in this game, I would take the over on that one.
So over 30.5 on Breece Hall receiving, over 3.5 catches for Hunter Henry. And then I am looking at Ramondre Stevenson here, guys. And so there's a couple of options I guess we could go with Ramondre. His rushing total is set at 66.5. Jake, what'd you say how many touches has this guy been getting? I mean, a ton of work. He's getting a ton of work.
23 a game right now. Only 2 games, obviously. But
still.
He's been getting the ball.
I mean, he's the focal point of their offense. That's for sure. And I know it's against the Jets defense, and that's why this number's probably not a little bit higher. So do we want to go Ramondre Stevenson over 66.5 yards rushing, or Ramondre Stevenson at minus 128 to have the most rushing yards in the game? Jake, what do you think's a better idea?
Oh, I don't know. That one's tough. I mean, the Patriots did pretty solid last week, given it wasn't the number 1 back in Seattle. It was Charbonnet because Kenneth Walker was injured. So I'm just trying to think, what we're looking at with Breece Hall.
With Breece Hall on the other side. Yeah, you're right. I know what you're saying. Yeah. You think you'd rather go 66.5?
I think so. I think Patty was like that earlier today too, right?
Yeah, and it's a better number. It's plus 100.
Patty's parlay is actually very similar. He's got his primetime parlay up in the exclusives right now. Breece Hall, 25-plus receiving yards. Ramondre Stevenson, 50-plus rush yards, and over 3.5 field goals.
Oh, yeah, so the 2 of them in there, yeah. Man, great minds,
very similar.
Great minds think alike, yeah.
How is the field goal going? How did it go last weekend?
It's 6-1 in prime's.
Okay, it did have one fall though.
If you're not betting field goals, Patty came on and literally made a statement that's saying the government should be investing in over.
That's what Patty said today. Yeah, we should take all of our tax revenue dollars. Yes, 100%.
It's unbelievably good. Outside of the game that basically we said, don't look for this one to be a big field goal game. It was the Bills and Dolphins. Every other game has gone over 3.5 field goals in prime time.
Incredible.
All right, so are we okay? Like, Patty's already got one up that's kind of similar, so should we switch up the Ramondre?
I know, that's my only concern.
Yeah, we could take Stevenson to lead the game in rushing.
Yeah.
At minus 128. That changes it, right? I like that one anyway. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go Ramondre Stevenson, minus 128 to lead the game in rushing yards. Breece Hall, over 30.5 receiving yards. And Hunter Henry, over 3.5. Can you read my writing?
I could not read. Yeah. If I had to read that after, there'd be no
gibberish.
chance.
I'm a young Terry Jones, with over 30.5, over 3.5 catches for Henry, and minus 128 for Stevenson to lead the game in rushing. So we'll be able to get that up. That'll be in the exclusives page, right?
Yeah, that'll probably be in the exclusives. I'll confirm here after the show, but yeah, most likely with Patty's prime time. So, and then we have the CFL, obviously. Not up yet, but I wrote it down. Ticats plus 7.5, Riders, money line, and Owls minus 2.5. So that'll be up as well in the exclusives.
Who do you think is more like a child, me or Huss? I was talking about that earlier.
Well, probably Huss, only because given Dusty, you have a wife, kids.
That's true.
He's the lone wolf, right? Huss wants to go to the bar and watch Thursday Night Football. Huss
sometimes he does.
Thursday Night Football. And then he was on a boat on the way to the baseball game the other night. Huss lives this incredible life, and if he wanted to get up and go somewhere, he can. You have a little bit more responsibility, so I think I'd lean.
I'm sure his buddies were like, "Oh, you know who loves a boat ride? Huss loves a boat ride. Let's go pick up Huss and take him on the boat. He'll love it. That's probably what it was. Oh, God, I love that guy. All right, he'll be back. So Huss will be back tomorrow. Cool Bet Boys will be in tomorrow as well. NFL Best Bets. I will submit my best bets because I'll be on the road for that CFL game. Please acknowledge them.
Please
read my picks. So you're the only one that doesn't read my picks.
Yeah,
you never send me picks.
For CFL.
You never send me picks. Like, well, you said,
So
I don't
Huss
use
has
this. Well, don't you send them to us?
I do send them to Huss.
So how am I going to read them?
I guess I have to have a chat with Huss about ignoring my CFL picks.
I get the CFL picks for our like little pick 'em between WST and EST, but they're a little different. And
Sometimes they're different.
And I like at least Huss when he sent that to me this week, he said use them for a lock shop. You never tell me that.
I guess
you send them to Huss. So now I'm getting blamed. See, this is what I have to deal with, Jake. Why do you think I claim EST champ? Because I always have to deal with this stuff. Yeah. I'm getting blamed for something Huss isn't doing.
Unbelievable. That's the end of the
Listen,
show.
guys, I'm not your marriage counselor, so you guys take this offline.
Well, hey, we only had to do this today because you don't fight in front of the kids and Huss wasn't around. So we worked out okay. All right, that's going to do it for the Lock Shot today. Enjoy the Thursday night. Hey, best of luck to your Patriots, buddy. I don't really mean it, but I'll say it. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right,
I'd rather see Patriots over Jets, so go Patriots.
2 guys and a goalie coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Don't miss it. Myself, Cass, and Gager. Edmonton Oilers back on the ice today at training camp. Day 1 on the ice. We'll get into that and a bunch of other stories around the National Hockey League. Jake, we'll talk to you later, buddy. Thanks a lot.
See you, boys.